According to the ILO, child labor is work that harms, abuses, and exploits a child or deprives a child of an education. The main category of child labor in agriculture is what is termed hazardous child labor. Agriculture is one of the most hazardous forms of work at any age, along with mining and construction, in terms of work-related fatalities, injuries, and ill health. In agriculture, child laborers are at greater risk than adults when working in the same situation because their minds and bodies are growing and developing. They lack work experience and may be unaware of the hazards and risks they face. Some of the hazards include long working hours, carrying heavy loads over long distance, extreme temperatures, dangerous cutting tools, skin problems, injury or death from heavy machinery, loud noise, handling of toxic pesticides, exposure to high levels of organic dust, injury or disease from livestock and wild animals, and injury or death from falling.
Cocoa is mostly grown in West Africa by smallholders on family farms. They sell their cocoa down the supply chain, where it goes through several steps and changes before it becomes the chocolate that you enjoy. Children often help out on these small farms alongside their families. Not all work done by children is harmful, but sometimes the tasks they do are hazardous, and the work can get in the way of their schooling. This is classed as child labor and is not allowed. About 1.6 million children engage in child labor on cocoa farms in Côte d'Ivoire and Ghana. The most common hazardous tasks include carrying heavy loads, using sharp tools and pesticides, as well as land clearing. This is unfortunately part of a bigger problem of child labor around the world. Current estimates suggest 152 million children are in child labor, 70% of them working in agriculture.
In Cameroon, child labor is cheap labor in the cocoa plantations. Children collect and carry heavy loads of cocoa pods that harm the development of their bones, joints, and muscles and may result in permanent disability. In Cameroon, Ghana, Nigeria, and the Côte d'Ivoire, over 150,000 children in 2002 were involved in the handling and application of pesticides on cocoa plantations. Children are at greater risk from repeated exposure to pesticides than adults. They have a higher capacity to absorb toxic substances, whether through breathing or through the skin. Children themselves often prepare the pesticide mixtures, which can cause nerve damage and other health problems. Children should not be working with or be exposed to pesticides.
The danger they will have to face is no one's concern. In particular, the most serious and invisible hazard in the long run, the unprotected use of chemicals.
Tu travailles dans le cacao? Oui.
We keep coming across children, sometimes very young, carrying sprayers on their backs on their way to the field. What product are they spraying?
Laboring in the blistering heat here as young as 6, slicing the grass with lethal ease, their machetes nearly half the size of the smallest among them. These Ghanaian children are harvesting the cocoa that ends up in America's best-loved chocolates like M&Ms and Snickers. Instead of going to school, they are learning that sharp blades cut deep and big corporations make promises they seldom keep. These little boys doing the back-breaking work of adult men, tiny hands struggling with the dangerous work of hacking open cocoa pods, the long blade narrowly missing this 5-year-old's fingers.
Rita Damoa of the Farmers Union believes children must be educated, not forced to work.
It means we are denying the children that of going to school. So it's bad. It means it will affect the child in future.
Ronel is 12 and works full-time in the sugarcane plantations of the Philippines. For now, the future of Ronel and his friends in the Philippines remains the same: weeding, cultivating, turning soil, cutting sugarcane, harvesting, and applying fertilizers and pesticides. Ronel says his hands itch, a reaction to the pesticides he handles daily. Ronel says he has no choice, but like every child, he has dreams and aspirations, and they do not include being poisoned by chemical pesticides and wounded from a sharp blade.
Pues yo trabajo en el corte de caña y pues la mayoría del pueblo, pues desde hace como un año, desde los 13 o 12, no recuerdo bien. Chicos como de 8 años.
Es un buen trabajo, pero pues preferiría 1000 veces, quisiera que tuviera una profesión.
Muy difícil y pues es cansado porque estás abajo del sol. Se vende a empresas que necesitan azúcar para hacer sus productos.
Pues todos los productos, casi jugo, refresco, lo que sea, pues lo ocupan, ¿no? Que se pusieran a pensar en eso, en que valoraran todo el trabajo, el sufrimiento que pasa el campesino acá para obtener unos cuantos pesos y que sí es bastante el sufrimiento de las personas que se dedican a eso.
Cuando sea grande no me gustaría seguir trabajando en la caña. A mí me gusta mucho el deporte y pues quisiera jugar en un equipo.
No quiero una carrera, porque ya me acostumbré más aquí.
Me gustaría ser maestro, pero porque es bonito ser maestro.